I love Gary. I honestly do. I mean, I think he's a great guy, but I also think that he's full of himself.
This is a response from a teacher called Fernando with regard to a video interview that I did with a teacher called Ghassan Ali. I'll leave the link below. You should follow Ghassan. He's actually really good at English teaching. What he did, Fernando, was take a portion of my video, edit out a very crucial point that I was making, just to make his video make sense, to make him look good and to make me look bad. So I'm going to play you the original portion of the video and then his creatively edited version. If any teacher ever tells you we use present perfect for life experiences, get up, walk out their classroom and never go back in their classroom again. We use every bloody verb form to express life experiences. Anybody who comes up with crap like that means all they've done is read it in a book. What he's done is taken out that important point that I make, that we use all verb forms, including present perfect, when we talk about life experiences. The rest of Fernando's video is him just arguing the point of his creatively edited video and not the point that I made in the original video. So there's absolutely no reason for me to examine anything further about Fernando's video. All Fernando has done is taken a video, edited it in such a way to mislead his viewers. And it reminds me of this guy, Grow Your Own English, who did exactly the same thing.
He's very confident, but he's wrong.
He took 2 of my videos, butchered them, and presented them in such a way that I looked wrong and he looked right. The backlash that he got from his video, oh my God. In the end, he had to take the video down. I don't know why anyone would creatively butcher somebody's video when the original is there to be seen also. So, Fernando, if you are watching, take down the video and stop misleading your viewers. Okay, let's move on to the actual point of present perfect versus life experiences. I have often heard teachers say that one of the ways of using present perfect is to talk about life experiences. Again, let me make this clear. That is true. We do use present perfect to talk about life experiences, but we use all verb forms to talk about life experiences. And I am going to give you firm, clear examples to prove my point. It is true that I have lived in Syria. I'm using the present perfect, and living in Syria is a life experience, believe me. But I can also say I lived in Syria. Simple past. It is exactly the same life experience, but one is expressed as present perfect, I have lived in Syria, and one is expressed as the simple past, I lived in Syria. As a teacher, that one example, which you could create yourself in your own mind if you thought about it for 5 seconds, that one example of I lived, I have lived, should be enough to make you say, explaining present perfect as the way of talking about life experiences is meaningless, because I can also use the simple past to talk about life experiences. Here's another truthful thing. While I was living in Syria, I was arrested at gunpoint under suspicion of being a British spy. That is true, by the way. And let me tell you, that is a life experience. But I express that as past continuous. I was living in Syria. I was arrested. As teachers, we need to ask ourselves, why do we continue to explain these verb forms in such stupid, meaningless, inaccurate ways? What started that, and why do we continue that process? Because here's the thing. If you are a teacher and you say present perfect is used to talk about life experiences, at some point you are going to get a kid putting up his hand in your class and saying, but I could say I have lived in Syria, life experience. I lived in Syria, life experience. Just what are you going to do? As a teacher who has just explained we use present perfect to talk about life experiences, what are you now going to say to your student? We need to get away from this stupidity of mindless explanations of English language verbs, because as teachers, we are going to look stupid. And what's happening is we hear this in a training center, and then we read it in a book, and then we just vomit it out to students without ever really thinking about it. And then another teacher will hear that and go, okay, yeah, we use present perfect to talk about life experiences. And then they repeat it. And then somebody else, another teacher, repeats it after that. And at no point does anybody ever actually stop and go, what? What does that even mean? It makes no sense. It is the true life example of the emperor's new clothes. Everybody is saying this, and no one dares to say it's crap. What you are saying is just mindless stupidity. Well, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. What you are taught when it comes to teaching English to others is mindless stupidity. And this is why, I know this is going to sound like a bit of an advert, but this is why I run short courses for teachers called English Teaching Made Bloody Easy. Because it's not complicated, and you don't have to vomit out this mindless crap. You can have the confidence to stand in front of your students and give the exact, precise, clear definition of all of these verb forms with confidence, so that you will never get a student saying to you, but, and making you look stupid. But you can start by not describing the use of present perfect as being to tell life experiences, because we use all verb forms to express life experiences. By the end of next year, I will have returned to Syria to see how the country has changed under the new government. Future perfect. Returning to Syria is a life experience. Present perfect is nothing more than an action in the past with a consequence in the present. That is it. And when you understand what the 12 verb forms are for in this very simple, clear manner, you will have clarity and confidence to express that to your students. So if you are interested and you are a teacher and you want to get the confidence and clarity to be able to explain English verb forms, send an email to contact@pasttenseofbanana.com and I will tell you about the short course called Teaching English Made Bloody Easy. Please, if you're a teacher, join the course. You will not regret it at all.